Stop right there. Are you tired of feeling like you're stuck in someone else's shadow? Tired of playing small while others play big? It's time to stop looking around and start looking within. Because if you don't focus on yourself, you're going to get left behind. Listen up. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Your success, your happiness, and your destiny are in your hands. Stop wasting time comparing. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, and for once in your life, put yourself first. This is how you start to take control. Stop seeking validation. If you're constantly seeking validation from others, you're putting yourself in a position of weakness. You're handing over the power to people who frankly probably don't even care about your success as much as you do. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of your dreams, but instead of taking the leap, you're looking over your shoulder, asking if it's okay, wondering if they'll approve. Well, I'm here to tell you that approval is a trap. It's a chain that binds you to mediocrity and holds you back from reaching your potential. We've all been there at some point. We've all sought that pat on the back, that reassurance from the people around us. It's natural to want to be accepted, to want to fit in, to want to be recognized. But the reality is, the more you chase validation from others, the further away from your true self you get. You start compromising your values, your dreams, your goals, just to appease those who don't even understand your vision. And let me be crystal clear here. Those people are not the ones who will carry you to the top. They are not the ones who will help you break through barriers and rise above the crowd. Only you have that power. Think about the most successful people in the world, the ones who have truly made an impact. Did they get there by asking for permission? By constantly checking to see if everyone around them agreed with their choices? No. They took risks. They made decisions without waiting for everyone to sign off. They believed in their vision so strongly that they didn't care what others thought. They were so sure of themselves that the opinions of others didn't even register. And that's what you need to do. You need to stop looking for validation and start looking inward. When you constantly seek approval, you're essentially outsourcing your power. You're giving someone else the authority to dictate whether or not you are worthy of success. It's a dangerous game because no one can define your worth better than you can. No one knows your potential better than you. It's your vision, your life, your journey. Stop handing over the steering wheel to someone else and take full control of the ride. Here's a hard truth. People will always have opinions, and those opinions won't always be positive. Some people will think you're too ambitious. Others will say you're not good enough. Some will try to drag you down with their doubts and negativity. But that's their issue, not yours. Don't let their fears become your reality. Don't let their limitations hold you back. The truth is, most people are too scared to chase their own dreams, so they'll try to convince you to stop chasing yours. Don't listen to them. You see, validation from others is fleeting. It's temporary. One moment they might praise you, the next moment they'll criticize you. You're not in control of that. What you need is internal validation. You need to be the one who wakes up every morning knowing that you're on the right path, even if no one else sees it. You need to be the one who believes in your vision when no one else does. And trust me, that belief is the most powerful tool you can have. You need to start trusting yourself. Start listening to your own instincts and making decisions based on what you believe is best for you, not what others expect from you. When you make decisions for yourself, when you stand tall and make choices based on your own convictions, that's when you start to build true confidence. That's when you start to believe in your own worth. And when you do that, others will start to believe in you too. But it all begins with you. If you can't validate yourself, no one else can. The problem with seeking validation from others is that it ties your happiness to external factors. Your self-worth becomes dependent on how others view you, and that is a dangerous game to play. People change their opinions. People disappoint you. And when that happens, if your worth is tied to their approval, you're going to crash. But if you build your self-worth from within, no one can take that away from you. Your success won't be determined by how others see you, but by how you see yourself. Think about the times you've been criticized or doubted by others. How did it make you feel? Did it knock you off course? Did it make you question whether you were doing the right thing? Now imagine if you didn't let those opinions affect you. Imagine if instead of seeking their approval, you just move forward with confidence, knowing that their doubts were irrelevant to your journey. You would have saved so much time and energy, and you would have been much further along. It's the power of focusing on yourself. The first step to stop seeking validation is to understand that your journey is yours and yours alone. It's okay if no one else sees your vision as long as you see it clearly. It's okay if people doubt you because their doubts don't determine your future. You are the one who controls your narrative. You are the one who decides whether you will succeed or fail. And success starts when you start looking for validation outside of yourself and start creating it within. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough. Stop waiting for someone else to approve your goals, your dreams, your decisions. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You just need to trust yourself, believe in your ability, and take action. You don't need to justify your success to anyone. You don't need to explain why you're ambitious, why you're going after your dreams, why you're not settling for mediocrity. Your actions will speak for themselves. The results will speak for themselves. Once you start validating yourself, the world will take notice. When you stand tall in your own belief, when you make decisions based on your vision and not on others' opinions, that's when people start to pay attention. That's when they start to respect you. Because when you believe in yourself, others will be forced to do the same. Your confidence will become magnetic. But it all starts with you. It starts with recognizing that your worth isn't something that can be given to you by someone else. It's something that you have to give to yourself. The world doesn't need another person chasing validation. It needs people who are willing to stand out, take risks, and believe in their own power. It needs people who are willing to say, I don't need your approval. I'm going to do this because I know I can. I'm going to do this because I believe in myself and I know that my potential is limitless. So stop seeking validation from others. Start seeking it within yourself, because when you do, that's when the real power begins. That's when you stop playing small and start stepping into the greatness that's waiting for you. You want to be successful? Then act like it. If you're not intentional with your time, you're wasting it. Every second you let slip by without a plan is a second you'll never get back. The truth is, time is the most valuable resource you have, and it's the one thing you can never earn more of. Every minute you spend on distractions, on things that don't serve your growth, on anything other than your success, you're giving away your future. And let me tell you something, that's a mistake. Time waits for no one. The world keeps moving forward, and if you don't take control, you'll find yourself stuck, frustrated, and watching others soar ahead. If you want to achieve anything of significance, you need to master your time. It's as simple as that. The successful, the powerful, the ones who are truly making an impact, they all have one thing in common: they own their time. They don't let life's chaos take them off course. They plan, they execute, and they protect their time like it's their most prized possession. And you should too. First, understand that time is not something you can just get through. It's not a waiting room where you sit around and hope that eventually you'll figure it out. Every moment is an opportunity. Every minute is a chance to get closer to your goals, to your dream life. So when you allow time to slip through your fingers, when you waste it on things that don't matter, you're stealing from your own future. No one is going to hand you more time. No one is going to save you from your own procrastination. The world won't stop for you to catch up. You either own your time or the world will own you. The first step in mastering your time is awareness. You need to get real about how you're spending it. Take a hard look at your day. Where is your time going? Are you spending hours scrolling on social media, binge watching shows, or getting lost in other distractions? Be honest with yourself. How much of that is truly contributing to your growth? How much is moving you forward toward your goals? The reality is, those hours add up. And what you do with those hours determines the life you create. Every second you waste is a second that could have been invested into something that will give you a return. But it's not just about cutting out distractions, it's about purpose. When you wake up in the morning, do you have a plan for your day? Do you know exactly what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and why you're doing it? Or do you just go through the motions, reacting to what happens around you? This is the difference between living with intention and letting life happen to you. Success is not a byproduct of luck or random events. It's the result of deliberate, focused action. You need to be strategic with your time. Your schedule needs to reflect what you want to achieve, not just what's easy or comfortable. That means you need to prioritize. When you're clear about your goals, you know what matters. You stop wasting time on things that don't contribute to your success. The time you spend on activities that don't push you forward is time you could have spent learning, improving, building, or creating. Mastering your time means learning to say no to distractions. It means saying no to activities, people, or commitments that do not align with your vision. It means setting boundaries that protect your time, your energy, and your focus. People will try to pull you in different directions. Life will throw curveballs. You have to be strong enough to say no when it doesn't serve your higher purpose. Here's the brutal truth. If you're not actively focused on your growth, you're actively losing. Time is a game, and if you're not playing, someone else will take the lead. Every moment you waste scrolling on your phone or doing mindless tasks is a moment someone else is putting in the work to get ahead, and by the time you wake up and realize it, it might be too late. If you're not focused, if you're not in the game, you will lose your edge. You will lose your competitive advantage. You will fall behind. And that's not something anyone should be willing to accept. Success is a product of momentum. When you consistently show up and take action, you build momentum. When you own your time, you start stacking those moments. Those small actions, those daily habits, they add up. And before you know it, you're not just going through the motions, you're moving forward with power and purpose. You don't need to make giant leaps every day. What you need is consistent progress. And that comes from making the most of your time. So how do you start taking control of your time today? First, take a deep dive into your daily routine. Track how you're spending your time, how much of it is aligned with your goals, where are you losing it? Once you have that awareness, create a plan that reflects what you want to achieve. Don't just go through the day reactively. Set time blocks for your most important tasks. Focus on your high-value activities, the ones that push you toward your goals. Create a schedule that you can follow every day, and don't allow anything to take you off track. When you give your time a purpose, you give your life a purpose. But it doesn't stop there. Mastering your time is about creating systems that make your life easier. It's about developing habits that compound. If you're constantly figuring out what to do next, you're wasting time. If you're not systematizing your processes, you're wasting energy. If you haven't learned how to use your time effectively, you're losing out on the success that's waiting for you. Efficiency is key. And when you own your time, you also have to own your distractions. If you're serious about your growth, you need to eliminate the things that steal your focus. Whether it's social media, random phone calls, or the constant urge to check your email, you need to make the decision to cut it out. Every time you stop to check your phone, you're losing precious minutes. Every time you get sidetracked by something that doesn't align with your goals, you lose focus. It's simple. The more you allow distractions to control your time, the less control you have over your own life. At the end of the day, your time is yours. You can't blame anyone else for how you use it. Success is not a matter of luck or circumstances. It's about taking ownership of the time you have and using it wisely. If you're not taking control of your schedule, you're letting others dictate your future. And that's not the path of a successful person. Successful people don't wait for the right time. They make the time right. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you have to put your time to work for you. Own your schedule, or the world will own you. When you're on the journey to success, one of the most critical things you'll ever have to do is evaluate who's around you. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. If the people around you are weak, they'll drag you down with them. If they're negative, they'll sap your energy and fill your mind with doubts and excuses. If they don't see your potential, you're going to be stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Think about it. When you surround yourself with people who constantly question your abilities, belittle your dreams, or make you feel small, what happens? Your mind starts to believe their narrative. It starts to believe that you can't do it, that it's too hard, or that maybe you're not cut out for greatness. That's poison. And poison will slowly kill your potential. We're not talking about friendly advice or constructive criticism here. That's different. We're talking about people who consciously or unconsciously seek to pull you down because they are too afraid to rise themselves. The people who look at you and instead of being inspired, feel threatened by your ambition. These are the people who will try to discourage you, make you second guess your every move, and make you doubt your worth. Why? Because they've given up on their own dreams, and it's easier for them to try and convince you to do the same than to face the discomfort of their own unfulfilled potential. But here's the thing, you can't let their negativity dictate your future. You have to actively guard your space and protect your energy. You have to protect your vision. The only way you'll get ahead is by making sure your inner circle is filled with people who believe in you and are pushing you toward greater heights. You need people who make you think bigger, who challenge your beliefs, who ask you hard questions, and who push you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. These are the people who will not only stand by you when things get tough, but will also cheer you on when you take those bold risks that could propel you to the next level. They understand that your success is their success too, and they're invested in seeing you grow. I'm not saying you should cut out everyone who's ever said anything negative to you. What I'm saying is that if you're around people who are consistently draining your energy, if you're constantly in a space where your dreams are being mocked or minimized, it's time to start reassessing those relationships. You're not obligated to hold on to people who can't see your value. In fact, you're doing yourself a disservice by keeping them around, because while you're spending time trying to convince them of your worth, you're losing time that could be spent with those who actually believe in you and who will elevate you to the next level. Now, this isn't about being ruthless or cutting people out without reason. It's not about abandoning the people who have supported you or turning your back on those who've been there when times were tough, but it's about being mindful of who occupies your mental and emotional space. It's about choosing who gets access to your mind and your heart. You have to be strategic about who gets to influence your thoughts and your action. Now listen up, because this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you. Your life is your responsibility. I don't care what anyone else says. No one can walk this path for you. It's easy to blame the circumstances, blame other people, or sit back and wait for the right moment to arrive. But I'm here to tell you that's not how the world works. You want something different in your life? You want a better life, more success, more happiness, more freedom? You have to be willing to sacrifice what others aren't. That's the price of greatness. It's not about waiting for luck to hit you or hoping that the universe will make things easy. You have to make the tough choices. You have to put in the work when no one's watching. And you have to keep pushing, even when everything in your body tells you to quit. If you're constantly waiting for the perfect time to start, if you're afraid of failing, if you're scared of what people will think, then you'll never get anywhere. The truth is, the people who achieve the most, the ones who become the best, aren't the ones with the most talent. They're the ones who outlast everyone else. They're the ones who decide at all costs that they are going to make their dream a reality no matter what. They don't sit around waiting for permission. They don't wait for validation. They make it happen. And that's exactly what you need to do. The world is filled with distractions, noise, and people who want to tell you how to live your life. You have to tune all of that out and focus on what's important. Your time is the most valuable resource you have, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. So stop wasting it on things that don't matter. Stop wasting it on people who bring you down or make you feel small. Stop wasting it on things that are not moving you forward. If you want success, it's going to require you to cut out the distractions and get serious. That means setting goals, making a plan, and dedicating yourself to your mission day in and day out. It means saying no to the things that don't align with your purpose and only saying yes to the opportunities that will push you forward. You have to be strategic with your time and energy, or you'll find yourself stuck, living a life that you didn't choose, being dragged around by the whims of others. Don't let the world dictate your story. You get to write it. You are the author of your own life. The world might try to tell you who you are, what you're capable of, or what you're worth, but that's their story, not yours. You're the only one who knows your potential. You're the only one who understands your drive, your fire, your hunger for more. The world will always have something to say, but you have to make the decision to rise above it. The people around you might try to hold you back because they're scared to go after what they really want. But you can't let their fear become yours. You're not like everyone else, and you shouldn't act like it. You have a mission, a calling, a purpose that only you can fulfill. So stop listening to the noise, stop letting other people's doubts cloud your judgment, and start focusing on what you can control. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean being selfish. It means taking full responsibility for your life. It means investing in your growth, putting in the work when it's uncomfortable, and doing what's necessary to become the best version of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you don't take care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, then you won't have anything left to give to the world. Focusing on yourself is the first step in being able to give your best to others. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your passions, you need to prioritize your own well-being, because only when you're at your best can you really start making a difference in the world. Think about the most successful people you know. They didn't get there by accident. They got there because they made decisions that others weren't willing to make. They woke up early, stayed up late, sacrificed their weekends, cut out distractions, and stayed focused on their goals. They knew that success was a marathon, not a sprint. It wasn't easy, it wasn't quick, and it didn't happen overnight, but they kept going even when it got tough. And that's what you need to do. You need to keep going even when it feels like you're not making progress. You need to push through the moments of doubt and uncertainty, because those are the moments that will define you. When you're facing challenges, that's when you know you're on the right path. That's when you know you're growing, because growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pushing yourself past the limits you thought you had. You've got to go through the fire to come out stronger on the other side. You've been waiting for the perfect moment, but here's the truth: there is no perfect moment. There's only right now. You need to stop looking for external factors to change your life and take control. This is your life, and it's on you to make it what you want it to be. Take responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. If you want more money, more freedom, more impact, you have to be the one to create that. No one is going to do it for you. The only one who can make it happen is you. So go ahead, take control of your destiny. Stop waiting for permission. Stop doubting yourself, and stop letting fear hold you back. The life you've been dreaming of is right there, just waiting for you to take the leap. You have everything you need to start today. You have the power to make decisions that will shape your future, to take the actions that will set you apart, and to create the life that you deserve. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be handed to you. But if you put in the work, if you stay disciplined, if you keep your focus on your mission, nothing will stop you. So get out there, start today, take control of your destiny, and start living the life you were meant for. It's in your hands now. Make it count.